Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm back in the 2026 journal again, and I'm going to use this page today. The colours that I'm using are in a bunch of my photos, but we're going to do a little bit of playing with this page because it doesn't entirely match my photos. So I'm scrapping these today. My husband and I went to Sydney back in May, I think it was, and we used the opportunity to have a fabulous dinner at a fancy seafood place for our wedding anniversary. Our wedding anniversary wasn't for a couple of weeks, but we thought we'd make use of the opportunity. And we just happened to be there the same weekend as Vivid was on. So I've got some really cool photos. Yeah, that was in a tunnel. How cool is that? So yes, there's some really cool photos. Yeah, groovy. So that's what I'm scrapping today. So it's got lots of different colours in it. And what I think I'm going to use is, I think I'm going to use some of the Sweet Rush paper. So ultimately I want to put this on this page, but I want to dull down the background a little bit. So my thinking is I'm going to use a bit of white paint just to mute a bit of the edges. I think that will be the way to go, so that I can use a bit of this because it sort of works well with this page. And then we can use a few of these, which all sort of go. So they go with the colours in the background. So I think I'm going to play with this today. I've also dug out a bunch of branding strips again that sort of match the colours that we've got here. So to use for tucking behind and things like that. So I pulled out, I've just sorted these just recently. They're all the branding strips are back in here. And yeah, so I just pulled out some that I can probably use on this page. I've got a lot of photos. So I want to be able to use it, but I also want to be able to use colour. So happy medium, right? So I thought I would start with just doing the whites on here. I know I've got some old cards here. Look at that. Good old iTunes card. Now that's gone back, isn't it? Yeah, I just use cards that I've got, you know, an old, look at that, 2009, 2010 Broncos card. My old flybys. I've got all sorts of things in here. So I use these kinds of things for this sort of stuff. Anyway, I'm just using some white paint. This is just a Montmartre one, white. Yeah, I'll just give it a bit of a shake. And then I'm just going to put a little bit on my page, because I just want it around the edges. You're not going to see anywhere else, so you might see down this side. So we'll see how we go. But my plan is, actually, you know what I probably need to do? Let's put a piece of scrap paper just underneath, just so I don't put it everywhere. Oh, yeah, that's that page. Goes on there. That's it. So all I'm doing is put a piece of scrap computer paper, printer paper. Why is that not going in there? That's because I have, oops, I've pulled off one of my stickers. That's all right. Yeah, and I've already, that's all I need to do. I just want to dull down the background a little bit so it makes it work a bit better. And then we can just keep adding a few layers if we need to dull it down even more. So that's my thinking here. I don't know if that's going to work terribly well, but let's give it a go. No rhyme or reason, just because you... I might put a bit on the card, that might work, but oy, that's a lot on the card. Just on the inside here, because I'm probably not going to go right to the edge here. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Just dulling down the background a little bit. Nothing fancy. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's looking pretty good. I might need to give that a bit of a wash later. So when we pop this on, yeah, it's just going to be, I don't mind that's got a bit of colour coming through, just not heaps of it. Oh, I've got lots of paint on that side, which I'm not sure I really want, but that's okay. We'll just smush it a little bit. Oh, we've got it everywhere on that bit. I'm just going to leave it sit like that for a little bit. So let's use all these bits up. Gosh, I have paint everywhere today. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful. All right, I'm just going to leave that dry for a few minutes. I'm going to go wash my fingers and I'll be right back. Okay, my paint has dried. I've smudged a bit on this side, but that's completely okay. Adds to the look, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and cut out my piece of the Sweet Rush paper. This one's called Rainbow Swirl. So first of all, I am going to cut the branding strip off. And then I think I want it to go this way. So I've got lots of different colours in it. So if I put it that way, I think that will be good, because then I will get most of the colours in. I could probably go across a little bit more and get a bit more. I think it's okay on that side. It's just going to have a little bit of this, you know, plainer colour on the back and a little bit up here, but I think that's okay. All right, so let's get this stuck in first. So the paint's done a good job. It's just muted down the background a little bit, so it's not quite as crazy in your face, which is a good thing. About here somewhere. So I'm going to trim that first. Cut this to size where we need it to be. About there. Just check that's in the middle. Yep. Looking good. Yeah, I like that. That's looking pretty cool, actually. Just check I've got that right. Yep, I do. And then we're just going to pop that in there and trim that piece off. So I've still got some leftovers as well that I can use on something else. So I think I'm going to pop that in here. Yeah. I like that. I'm still a bit bright on that side, but I think that'll be okay. I don't think that will be too much drama. So all I'm going to do now, is glue it in. So that's next stage. Ooh, what have we got going on here? Oh no, here it comes, slowly but surely. I've got a little gollopy lump in the top there. I'm just going to, there we go, see if that helps. That's better. I think I've got a little lumpy bit in the bottom. There we go. Now we're right. Sort of. Don't want to squirt too much or it's going to come flying out, I think. That will be enough. So I'm going to stick this in. I've already got a green. The green actually goes really quite well with this. So I'm just going to stick over the top of that bit of ribbon. Like that. Get this stuck down nicely. That's pretty good. I like that. So far, so good. Now I probably need to work out where I am planning on putting some of these. I feel like I want to put these ones because these were sort of the main, even if I did them that way, maybe that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got 4 on this side. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, that's pretty good. The whole book's getting a little bit, the journal's getting a little bit fat these days, so hence why I've got a little clip on there holding that back. I'm trying to. But I thought I'd start with this side first. So I've got 8 photos, all the same orientation, which is quite good. So you can have a bit of a play around with it, whether we put them at the bottom, whether I put them at the top. Where do I go? These ones here. Not sure yet. Okay, I'm going to start on this page anyway to see how we go, and go from there. So where to put them? I think I'm going to stick them on with a bit of tape to begin with. I can always go back and glue these down, but it'll hold them in place, and then we can tuck and stick and do whatever we need to do, and then I can come back at the end and glue them down. I think's the way to go. So three, 4. Beautiful. Okay, so I think that was in the bottom, one at the top. Yeah, so what I might do, let's put 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, stuck. 1, 2, or maybe I go 3 down here, because that sort of goes with more on that. Put 1, 2, 3, 4, because these sort of are all in the same sort of area when I took them. This is all very much at the rocks, so that's sort of the way that works. Yes, that's good. Lots of pinks, that sort of goes with that. There's blues, pinks, blues, reds, blues. Yeah, I quite like that. And even a bit of like neutral there was a neutral sort of colouring on the Opera House as well. So I'm quite liking that so far. On to the next page. Do we just want to use, I'm thinking this is where I'm going to use the branding strips, but let's get a bit of something going. Do we, wondering whether we use a bit of this as well, and I'm not sure, 3, 4, or do we put a little bit that way? See, I could do that because it's a bit, or do we just keep the pinky coloured page? This is the question. Because the pink works. I won't need to do as much, I think, if I use all of the, see, we could even put that up there, or I could do it down the bottom here and keep that. I actually quite like this paper. I feel like it goes quite good. Or do I leave the paper off and we just use the pink background and I dress it up? Or do I put it up? I feel like I want to put it down the bottom. I feel like that's my thinking. What I might do, we can always add, right? If we have to. If we go to change our mind and go, that's not working. Do you overthink all your pages like I do? I'm not sure why I do. I just do. But I quite like talking through my scenario of where I like it, why I like it, why I put it there, why I didn't put it there, that kind of thing. It's actually quite a little bit therapeutic, really, when you think about it. I'm just going to take all these off first. And then stick away. So what have we got? We've got those two. I feel like I want to put this one on the bottom. They're about the same sort of area. And then maybe, should we put this wild looking? This was the coolest. This had like a big boom box on this side, and this is like a little bridge over the top. And what they did, they had these like, I don't even know what they were, like a lasery kind of thing that projected all this onto the top of what was like a little tunnel. It's in the rocks. If anyone's been to Sydney, it's in the rocks. And this was like it felt like a rave when we were in it. So it's just music and lights pretty much. And people just stand around and watch what's going on kind of thing. So this went for about 15, 20 minutes. And then it has a little break and then it goes again. So we watched a bit of it, which is pretty cool. So we had dinner at the rocks. We walked up to the top of here and sort of followed the trail, which led over to the casino part. There's a casino in here. It's not Star City, it's the other one. I think it could be Crown. But there's a walkway that gets you there. So it was actually quite cool. This was at the rocks as well. This was on the way near Circular Quay. So there's some pretty cool little places that you can visit. And there was just so many people wandering around watching all of this. It was actually really cool. I'm glad we got to experience Vivid. It was well worth it. I'm actually liking that. That's not too bad at all. All right. I'm going to go and see if I can find a title that will work for this. Okay, I've had a bit of a dig around. I have found this cool Project Life card. It sort of goes with the orangey, yellowy, it's more the orangey sort of a tone, but I thought that will actually go quite well on this page. I can use that as journaling, which should work. I quite like that where that is. I've also filled out some ephemera and stuff from a few different Vicki Boutin collections. So I've got a few bits and bobs that I want to try and use on the page. And they are just pretty much colours that go with any of the colouring, really. I quite like that. That's looking good so far. I really want to put a title on here, and I really can't go past putting Vivid on it, right? Because that was the festival. That's what most of the photos are about. I'll put a little bit of in my journaling about our dinner at the rocks in there. I may have to move this over slightly just to give me a bit more room to write, which is okay because that'll still work. So I really like this lettering. It is a very old pack of thickers called American Crafts Tiara, they're called, and they're massive. So I probably don't use things like this because of the font. I like a plainer kind of font. It's easier to use, write, all that sort of thing. I feel like this page warrants some sparkle because there's lots of sparkle, lots of pretty lights. I feel like this is the right layout to put it on. So I've got Vivid written on here, but I can't just stick Vivid straight down. I tried that. It gets very lost in the background. So I'm going to have to put it on a plainer background. That's my thinking. So at the same time, I don't just want to whack it on a piece of cardstock like this and stick it there. I feel like it needs a bit of extra. So I had a little bit of a dig and I came up with these 49 Market peach frames that go with the oranges. I haven't incorporated the orange except for this little piece here, and they're not right next to each other. That's it's more a yellow orange, but it's not yellow. So, and while they're not next to each other, I think you can get away with that. And there's plenty of orange, you know, in the actual photos. So I think I'm going to play with this and see if I can make this cardstock frame work. I've got this size. I've had a play with it and it actually fits. If I have to overlap onto the frame a little bit, I'm okay with that. It's So my thoughts are to slide this down in here, whether we overhang it a bit, maybe on one side, possibly, so it's over a little bit, so you get a little bit of the, you know, the stitching and stuff. So I can't just stick that down there. It's going to have something behind it. So the more I played with this, the more I actually liked it. So I'm thinking a plainer kind of a, in saying that, the lettering goes that way, not that way, does it? Are we going to notice? I don't want to cover up too much. I don't think it's going to matter, to tell you the truth. I know that's upside down, but I probably want the least amount of this so that we can... I think if I put it the other way and I squeeze it up, let me see. I suppose you're not going to have as much on there either. And that's just going to sit down behind anyway. So, all right, let's do it that way. Let's do it with the writing around the right direction. So we're going to chop this off about here somewhere. And I'm just going to glue this on the back. So I'm just going to run a bit of... Oh gosh, I've left the lid off that again. Now it's got a little coat on it. Beautiful. So we're just going to put a bit of glue on this. About there somewhere. And pop that on the back. So we're going to use as much of this writing as we possibly can. That's it, like so. I don't mind that it's got a little bit on it, and there's a bit of yellow on there. That actually quite works with that yellow. So I think I'm going to just tuck this down behind. I know there's a little bit of pink there, but I think that will work okay. Yep, I quite like that. So then we need to, look how old these are. You can even, do you love how you can see the adhesive? Can you see the adhesive in there? It's a bit, there we go. Got rid of most of it anyway. So then I'm thinking maybe just put vivid across here. It's going to make this stand out, which is a good thing. V-I-V-I-D. Yeah. I actually don't mind that. I think that looks all right. It's using the frame. We can stick it in. I've got to put eyes and things on the dots. Where are the dots? I think they're these. Yeah, they must be. Which way do you put them? Oh no, they go up to the corner. Judging by this one, it goes on that end. Yeah, I quite like that. It's got this bit of green in it, and it's probably one of the least bright colours in this. Yes, there's a touch, little bit of green in some of these, but there's not a whole lot of green in them. So I think that's what makes it help pop. I could have used pink. I actually thought I had these in pink, but I don't. So green it is going to have to be. I can live with that. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, I quite like that. I don't mind that this is through. We might just finish off with something else and cover that. We might not. I'm okay with how that's looking at the moment. I've also got a few of these little die cuts. So these are all out of Vicki Boutin's. I have a feeling these are from the Sweet Rush collection. And this could tie in the green, you know, a little bit. I could probably not use this on absolutely anything else, but I feel like it could be warranted on this. We could use that, possibly, and it might tie in a bit of the green as well. I've got these little tickets, a little hay there. I don't mind the little hay there. And I thought that could go with, I've got that tape, the Vicki Boutin tape. We could go hey there, and then, oh, hey, hello, maybe underneath it with some tape as well. Oops, sorry, I've got that out of camera. The cutest tape, and I have used it a bit. If you've watched some of my other videos, I have used this tape a little bit since I bought it. So I'm thinking That way we're sort of incorporating, we could even tuck that behind, I suppose, and then put the tape across here so that you're not losing the entire, I don't mind it on the top even. That could work too. Decisions. I'm just going to daub a little bit of glue behind this, I think. I think I'm pretty happy with how that's looking. Gosh, having trouble with glue. Oh no, we are in action. There we go. Oh, except we're losing a V. I have glue everywhere. Okay, let's tuck this down in here like we had it. And I liked how that sort of sits out over there, but just above. That's good. That way we've sort of still kept most of the look. These they're still sticky, but I may have to put glue behind them, I think. Possibly. We'll see how they hold. V-I-V-R-D. Vivid. Yeah, I think this one needs to go next. I'm just going to pop this one in the corner. I could actually put that on dots, couldn't I? Just some very skinny dots. Nothing too crazy. Let's just use some of these. 3, 4, and one more in the middle. Just some little bit of mounting tape, mounting squares I should say, I think is their correct name, just to put it up a little bit. That way we get, well, we can hang off a little bit I suppose, and then maybe a bit of this tape. Oh hey hello, and I quite like that. Maybe 2. Should we do 2? Okay, hello. Yeah, I quite like that. That's looking quite cool, actually. So far, so good. Okay, let's stick this in. I'm just going to pop this in on this side because I haven't stuck anything on this side yet, and then we can come back to decorating, I think. Oh my gosh. I need to poke a pin or something in the end of this. Oh well, it's coming out now. And we're just going to tuck down in behind here, use as much of that space as we possibly can. Yeah, that's good. And then this is like a little luggage checkout date, like a little tag. It's got a little perforated edge. I feel like I'm wasting it popping it down in under here, but it's okay. Goes with all the pink look as well, which is a bit cool. Let's put a bit of glue on the back of there. Tuck that down behind. Now I want to use as much of this tag, this Project Life card as possible. I really want to use these. I really want to use these. I think they'll go quite well with the look of this. Good times. It was a good time. We had a great time down in Sydney doing this, so that was fun. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the backs of the eyeballs because I think once it dries, you're not going to see anything anyway. So let's put it over the top of that church. You can still see the church in the photos. That's looking good. I've got this Wildly Wonderful. It's quite a small one. I thought, oh, that could work down there. That incorporates the blue. Put a little bit of blue on there as well. Bit of this on. Wildly Wonderful. Because it is a bit wildly wonderful. It's a crazy place. Oh. This is just vellum too, these little sunglasses, but I quite like them. So they may curl a little bit. Do we add a few of these? I feel like we do. Do we put 2 of those? I'm going to keep the checked out date. I think that's a bit cool. Or do we put them at the top here somewhere? to the side, maybe. Too much. I've actually got 3 of these. I could put the green one up here somewhere, but I don't want to cover up too much of this fancy. See, I could put one of these down here, maybe even on top. No, I don't like it on the side. Not as big a fan on the side. I didn't mind the yellow down here. I think that was pretty cool. Two tickets, admit ones. I don't want to completely cover this, but I think I'm going to have to if I want to include them. Ooh, that's all right. Maybe I go with that too. Too much pink? It is a lot of pink, hey? I think I want to put this one on here. Maybe I can add a bit of that on. I like where this is, so let's keep this one. And it sort of ties the yellows, oranges together. I could always tuck that behind in here somewhere. I don't know if it's too much pink though. Maybe the green would go better. Possibly. Undecided on that one. I'm going to leave it there in case I like the look of that. I've also got some branding strips I thought I could use just to dot in between a few things if we needed to. Do you think we need to? See, I quite like little splashes of colour around things. I think it just adds. If we don't put them near each other, I think we'll get away with it. I could put it that way actually. So it's got a little bit of lacy kind of a look on that side. I'm not sure. What about the blue? The blue might be alright because I don't have much blue on here. Do I put a bit of the blue in there? Actually, I don't mind the blue in there because there's a bit of blue in there. And I don't mind that they sort of overlap a little bit. That's a bit cool. Yeah, that works. I like that one. I actually don't mind that one there even. Or do I put a bit more yellow because of the yellow? What if we even tear a bit of this and tuck? I know there's a bit of pink there. But what if we tucked a little bit of yellow down in under here just to add a bit of extra colour? Yep, I'm liking that. We've got plenty of yellow here. What about some of this? That's the blue. I've got some limey green. What else? Yellow. Got that blue. We do have a bit of orange, don't we? Or that's the back side of this. It's actually the branding strip off this page. That's on the next page. Decisions. Okay, I think I'm going to tuck the green in underneath there and a bit of blue. So I'm going to go ahead and stick because I think that's all it really needs is just a little tiny bit. Oh, there's the glue. Just a little bit of variation, a little sprinkle of colour. You know how I love a sprinkle of colour. I think it just creates a little bit of mood, bit of atmosphere, and just finishes a page off. So I really love colour for that very reason. I know that's right near my face, but that's okay. Might even move that over just slightly. That's it. And I'm going to move that up and up. Yeah, that's good. That's looking good. Oops, I'll pop these ones out now. I might put this one in first. So it goes to show your branding strips can be used for so many different things, especially this kind of thing. And if you do watch some of my videos, you'll notice that I do this quite a bit. So I like just putting a little sprinkle of paper at the back somewhere, just to add a little bit of colour. I think colour can definitely make a page. I love that that's what it does. Oops, I've got glue everywhere. It can really make a page, which is looking good. This green ticket is actually growing on me. Do I stick it there? Do you think I do? I think I do. I think it'll be a bit bare if it just doesn't have anything. And I think the pink is too pink. We've already got enough pink in that corner, so I'm just going to tuck that on this page, like so. Stuck down. Yep, can't change my mind now. It's stuck. Next, I thought I might add just a few little Tim Holtz ideology, and seeing as it does have a little bit to do with my wedding anniversary, I thought I would put a couple of little, I've got this Hello My Darling, I thought I would use that, and I'm going to pop that down there. Hello My Darling. And then I thought I might use this one too, I Love Us. So I thought I would put those in. That just gives a reference to our wedding anniversary, which I think is quite cute. I think that's really sweet. And then I thought on the other page, there's another one here, which has got Be Amazed. So I thought I might pop that over on this side, because I've got Wildly Wonderful there. Where to put it? I think I want to put it here. Be Amazed, as the big fountains flying up out of the yep, I think that's good. I think that's enough. And then I had some, these are from the Vicki Boutin Bold and Bright collection. Now I have used quite a few of these recently, so I thought I might try and use up a few more of the little bits. So and I'm going to put a few hearts on, I think. Where can we put this one? We could put it on here somewhere. I want to put it over here though, I think. Do I just pop it on here? Yeah, let's put it on here, because I quite like that one. There's another smaller one over here. Be Amazed, My Heart. Should I put a heart on the heart? I think I should. What else have we got? Oh, we got this little cluster over here as well that we could probably use. Where to put them? This is the question. What about just there? That's actually not bad. And I've got a few of these little goldy dots and some green dots. Let's use a few of these up, I think. They're actually the right colours. They're blues, greens. Maybe a couple of dots here somewhere. Maybe a silver, a gold. 1, 2. I don't think I should use the pink one. I've got blue there. What else have we got? Can't really see the red. What about yellow? Yellow might work. Yep, I like that. Just to use up some bits and bobs on this. Maybe I'll put another couple on the top of here. What about, that's where we might use the pink. There's a lot of pink in that corner. Green, pink. Oh, there's a light pink. That might work. Should we put that pink there and maybe a gold? One, two, three in that little cluster. And then I feel like I need to put something else over this side. I don't have any hearts left. No. What about a green one? Green, a gold, maybe another gold. Maybe over here. Yeah. And you can't really see the gold as much on these, can you? Green. Or actually maybe pink. A blue, I should say. Let's go those two. 1, 2. Maybe even the gold might need to go up here. That is not working at all. I'm just going to leave the gold down there. 1, 2, 3. Don't mind that. Yeah, they're quite cute. Okay, I think I need to stop. That's got a fair bit on it. So I could actually maybe put that on the other side. What do you think? I Love Us. Maybe that's better. Yeah, I'm going to put it down there. Make that work a bit better. Yeah, I like that. I am not going to play with that too much more, I don't think. We'll do have these. Maybe I... Oh, I don't mind that. Maybe I'll leave that there. Maybe I do move that gold. Maybe I need to tuck it underneath or something. It's actually a bit lost in there, isn't it? Oh, I don't know what to do with the gold one. I actually like the arrow better now that that's in there. Oh God, I'm going to lose its stick shortly. I'm just going to put it up there for now until I work out where I'm going to put it. There is a couple more of those. Do I want 2 or do I just want 1? No, I think I just want 1. Don't overdo it. Where did that come from? Over here somewhere. Beautiful, got it. Okay, leave it alone, Michelle. I think that's enough. All right, I'm just gonna pop off camera and do my journaling and I'll be right back. Journaling completed. I just wrote a little bit about the Vivid Festival and that we had our 28th wedding anniversary at the Rocks under the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So I think I'm going to call this one done. I quite like how it's all sort of come together. I do have a bit of sticking of some of these photos. So I need to stick these down properly. That's all I've got left to do, but that's that side. And then the other side, it came out really cool actually. Pretty happy with how all that's come together. It's looking good. Looking good. Goes to show you don't need heaps to create a page, and especially if you're going to use, like I used 1 sheet of paper in that and the rest was all pulled from my stash. Yeah, which came out really, really cool. So I really like this one. It came out really, really well. So I'm on a bit of a run of a few Sydney pages now that you'll see in coming weeks, documenting a little bit of that trip. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope you've learnt something. I hope I've showed you how I do things and how to use little sprinkles of colour and what they can do to a page. So I feel like this page is very me. Bright, bold. Yeah, it's in my true style, that's for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.